Hi, my name is Audrey, and this is my story of how I experienced radical love in the church. Growing up, I had an interesting view of church because my dad, though he was a pastor's kid, really disliked the church due to the hypocrisy he witnessed when he was younger. He would regularly tell me that he had an allergic reaction to Korean churches because he hated how people postured in front of each other to show off things like their wealth or kids' accomplishments. Though I didn't regularly go to youth group, I went to a private Christian school where I learned about God and the Bible. I learned apologetics, the 10 Commandments, and basic facts about Jesus' life. We even had weekly chapel times where we sang songs and listened to a preacher and prayed. Somehow, I believed all this made me a good Christian. When I arrived at UC San Diego as a freshman, I did not prioritize finding a church or a Christian group. In my fall quarter, I was a social butterfly, but eventually all my time became devoted to Dragon Boat, an intensive sports club on campus. I spent more than 20 hours a week with my Dragon Boat team, going to the gym, land practice, pool practice, beach practice, cooking and eating and being together. We spent so much time together because we were super serious about maintaining our status as the best team of all the UCs. As a bright-eyed freshman longing for a sense of purpose and belonging, I was so attracted to this club because in it, I found a family on a mission, to win races and to be the best. You might be wondering how in the world I got selected to be part of this Dragon Boat team. I often felt inadequate, and I pushed myself to lift heavier and run faster than my teammates. I prided myself on having higher relative strength than other girls on the team. However, my body had a breaking point, and during my winter quarter, I sustained a back injury from pushing too hard. What happened subsequently unraveled my sense of belonging. Now, I couldn't literally pull my own weight on a boat, so I felt useless to my team. I was scared of becoming irrelevant, so I showed up to practices out of FOMO and tried to do the same exercises as everyone else, which probably extended my injury for several more months. No one seemed to care, and when I stopped showing up to practices, no one reached out to me. I was so sure that these people were my family, but I realized that was only because I was performing in a way that benefited them. I transformed into a grumpy person, and I began to resent the people that I felt closest to. Now, to backtrack a bit, I also met a couple of Christians during my fall quarter, mostly because of an event that offered free Korean barbecue. I met Kelly Pang, who said she just moved from the Bay Area to help build a college-focused church in San Diego. She was a lawyer who worked for UCSD Health, so I thought she was cool. When she heard that I had a Christian background, she invited me to church. However, at the mention of church, I stiffened and said I was okay. Besides, a lot of clubs had social events on the weekends, and I didn't want to miss out. I figured that as long as I had a personal relationship with God, it didn't matter if I went to church or not. Kelly kept up with me throughout my freshman year, and when she found out that I injured my back, she visited me with snacks to cheer me up. A few weeks later, she even remembered my birthday and brought a cake to celebrate with some other freshman girls I met earlier. I was so shocked by these gestures. Not only was she a working professional, but she was a new mom of a child with a lot of health complications. She could have literally done so many other things with her time than to check up on a grumpy freshman girl. I had literally done nothing for her. What I appreciated most about Kelly was how she asked me about my spiritual health. The reality was that I felt desperately far from God. My mind and heart were weighed down with so much grime, like resentment, anger, and lust. When she asked if I would be open to going to church again, I finally conceded to go. At first, it was really awkward going to church, especially after I realized that I ghosted a lot of the upperclassmen who tried to reach out to me during my fall quarter. But I was met with so much warmth and acceptance. Though again, I had literally done nothing to deserve it. It struck me then that relationships in the church are so different than the ones in the world. The world tells you that you need to perform and be an asset to the team. But for the first time, I felt loved and accepted without having done anything to prove my worth. As I kept coming back to the church and heard the messages, it began to click to me that I had a deeply profound longing for purpose and family. Indeed, God created us for a purpose of knowing Him and making Him known to others. And He did not create us to live independent, isolated lives, but to come together as one body, as a church, to live this mission together. The very thing that attracted me to Dragon Boat is actually what all of us are made for. The church is a family on mission, not for something trivial like winning college races, but for sharing the love of God and changing people's eternal trajectories. Though my back injury was painful at the time, I'm thankful for it, for how it redirected me to seek God and to find a home church. Thank you.